Hey, what's up, film fans? Today we will be looking at the MCU's movie, The Marvels, directed by Nia DaCosta and starring Brie Lawson, Tiana and Iman Vallani, and it's now streaming on the Disney Plus. Before we get into the review, if you're new here or you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the show so you can stay up to date on the reviews. The movie begins with the villain Dar-Ben, leader of the Kree, finding a legendary artifact, a bangle, or a bracelet, and they are surprised that there is only one as they are match set, and they wonder where the other one is. Then we are taken to the bedroom of Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel, and we see that she has the other bangle. Then we see a call between Nick Fury and Captain Marvel where they discuss a surge in the jump point system, and she goes to inspect what's going on. As she comes face to face with Dar-Ben and her people, they start to battle, and we find that something has happened to her, Kamala, and Monica Rambeau that causes them to switch places anytime they use their powers. And they find that they must work together in order to stop Dar-Ben and the Kree in order to fix the jump point system back to normal. This is a connecting follow-up between the previous Captain Marvel movie, the Ms. Marvel TV show, and the character of Monica Rambeau, who was last seen in the WandaVision television show. And Monica Rambeau, of course, is the little girl from Captain Marvel. And to be honest, I have not watched the Ms. Marvel TV show, but after seeing this, I'm probably going to give it a shot. The main story of the film is interesting as it pulls all these stories together. However, a lot of the film, especially at the beginning, is a little bit confusing and overly busy, as they spend a great deal of time playing musical superheroes and zapping back and forth, tagging each other in and out, so to speak. It is in the first sequence of this that we are introduced to the Khan family, who remind me a lot of the Reyes family in the Blue Beetle. Actually, there's a lot about this movie that reminds me of the Blue Beetle, especially how some of it has a kind of a TV feel to it. And it is more stylized to cram a whole lot of story into a condensed time frame. As in the Blue Beetle, the Khan family become possibly the funnest part of the whole movie. Even though they are secondary characters, the whole family are just so entertaining, and the movie itself seems to be more of an extension of the Ms. Marvel TV show, as even though Captain Marvel is a more established character in the MCU, it seems to be more centered on involving Kamala and her family, as they take the focus of the film and their performances stand out above everybody else's. The villain, Dar-Ben, is reminiscent of Ronan the Accuser, who was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. From the way she commands her forces to the hammer she yields. We learn in the story that the Kree have named Captain Marvel as the Annihilator because she unintentionally hurt their world when she destroyed the Supreme Intelligence and wiped out their sun. With the exception of switching back and forth of the main characters, the action scenes had the same feel as the rest of the MCU, and even the Khan family got in on the action when the Kree inadvertently jumped into their living room. When Dar-Ben gets both bangles, they trick her into using them to drain the sun's power to take her revenge. And this turns into sort of an Aladdin routine as he tricked Jafar. And to close the rip in the jump system, they pull a trick out of the Avengers playbook, when ultimately which ultimately sets up for another Marvel movie in the credit scenes that will bring more Marvel characters into the fold. In the story, we meet a race of singing people on the planet Aladna that can only communicate through singing. And this kind of makes sense if you think about it. When TV shows have musical episodes such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Lucifer, or Psych, they use the musical episode to breathe a little bit new life into the show when they are close to jumping the shark. And I think this fits for the MCU as the universe has been decreasing in its success. They also have an interesting idea to cram as many people into a limited number of escape pods that are left after an attack, which is made more interesting by the use of the song Memories. There are several throwbacks that remind me of parts of the MCU that we've seen before. The relationship between Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel is reminiscent to that of Tony Stark and Peter Parker. And as stated before, the way they close the rip in the time jump system is reminiscent of Iron Man closing the hole in the Avengers. This was one of those movies that definitely was not up to the levels of the earlier MCU movies, but is still a decent and very fun at certain points. One of the biggest reasons for that is the addition of the Khan family, as they add a lot of humor to it. It was an okay film. It wasn't great, but it's still good to watch for a family movie night. Thank you for joining me, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the show, hit that like button, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll know when the next review is posted. And if you have a suggestion for a film to review, leave it in the comments below, and we'll add it to the list as I want to know what you want to watch. And if you've seen the film, let us know that in the comments as well. And as always, take care of yourselves, be good to the ones you love, and I'll catch you later.